Hello, my name is Darrell Farmer, and I'm a student at the University of Arkansas at Monticello, and I'm pursuing a degree in the Master's of Art of Teaching. Today I'm going to be talking about two theories in teaching. The first one is cognitive theory of learning, that's chapter 6. And the first thing we want to look at was the executive processing of the brain. Now, the executive processing of the brain is like our CPU unit of the brain. But there's three parts of that I wanted to look at and discuss. The first one is a sensory register, and that is the sight, the taste, the smell, the touch, and the taste. The second part is the working memory or the short-term memory, and that is memory only held for a short period of time, then it's gone. The third part is the long-term memory, and that memory that is part of our memory system that where we keep the information for a long period of time. Now, I introduced that, and I want to talk about the neural myth and the neural clue for educators. The right brain and left brain. For a long time, people have thought that the left hemisphere was responsible for analytical thinking and such as math, where the right brain was creativity, music, and language. But all parts of the brain now are actively involved in higher learning and thinking. Researchers believe that people have a greater or lesser skill depending on the area what they're learning. So all parts of the brain is a work in progress. But the researchers did say that we only use 10% of our brain capacity, and we people use all of their brain at all times. So even though we use 10% of our brain, we're able to use all of our brain at all times, and we do. But that information tends to it's either unconscious or conscious. Now, we can learn more. People brain base is a learning style, and they learn best when we taught according to that style. People, we are best when used. They are taught according to that style. In other words, we're taught according to that style. Brings me to chapter 9. That is grouping, differentiation, and technology. I want to look at the QUAT, the QAIT, the quality of instructions, the appropriate level of instructions, the incentive, and the time. The differentiation and personalization of instructions. Philosophers behind the differentiation of instructions emphasize that all children can reach higher standards, but some may need tailored assistance to help them do so. And there was two groups in this umbrella, under this umbrella. And that was the group between class and within class. But I don't have really time to go into it. But just know there's different levels of the students being able to learn. Now, our text also gave us an example of what teaching is like. It talked about Alice in Wonderland, or the adventures of Alice in Wonderland, when the white rabbit was unsure how to give the evidence in the trial of the knight's heart. The king of heart gave him a bit of advice. He said, begin at the beginning, and go until you come to the end, and then stop. In teaching, we begin at the beginning, and we go until the end, and then we stop. What I mean by that is, we begin at the beginning of the class, and we go until the bell ring, and then we stop, and we start all over again the next day. Now, in these theories, you wanted me to contrast the theories, but in looking at it, our brain is a work in progress. It's constantly evolving and constantly growing in different levels. Students learn at different levels. So the contrast varies depending on the level of the student and how the brain functions. Thank you.